Something in the air. Donald the Scottish engine was waiting at Arlesburg Harbor with some trucks to get filled with a lot of fish for the last part of Henry's big train, the Flying Kipper. The ship was late docking at the harbor, so it took the workmen a while to load all of the fish onto Donald's trucks, and that would make Donald late.
Ah, come on, you lazy sods! Change gears! I've got to get to Knapford Harbor by 10!
Beg pardon, Donald, but these men are working as hard as they can. You need to be patient. Aye, Duck, and who do you reckon will get the blame after I arrive late? Being late isn't so bad. I mean, worse things could happen. A crate full of fish fell on top of Donald, and he was angry. Oh, as if I needed another distraction! It's alright, lad, we'll just take it off of you. It's not like we aren't gonna do much anyway. Who knows? Maybe if we fry you up with some chips, you'll serve as a nice lunch, Donald. And if we paint you orange and roast you in the oven, we ought to serve you to the pack controller as a nice duck of the lunch. Beg pardon, Donald, but that's too far. Donald was relieved to finally get out of the harbor and go to Knapford as Henry was waiting for him. But further up the line, there was a guard waving a red flag, and Donald had no choice but to stop. Ugh, what's the problem now? I'm sorry, Donald, but this is quite severe. The foundation holding these rails up from the water is cracking. The workmen and inspectors alike say that it is because of the rising tides is weakening all the rocks and bricks. So what's that mean? I've got to go all the way back around, do I? Not for now. The inspectors have determined that the line is strong enough to hold small or medium-sized engines like you. But for big engines like Henry, Gordon, or others, it's too weak. Well, that's no problem. The Little Western line is never open to the big engines. Well, unless they're running late, or the main line is blocked off for some reason. Maybe, but we need to put oil lamps down here to make sure that engines are cautious while riding over these rails. So the guard put down 2 oil lamps on the sides of the tracks that glue a beaming red, and with that, he gave the green flag to Donald, and Donald set off to Knapford Harbor, which he would be very late to. Puh! Donald, why are you so late? Sorry, lad, the ship got to the docks late. And therefore I got late here too. Are you just trying to cover up the fact that you're late? Those ships are always on time. No, Henry. This one just happened to not be on time, so get off my tender. Whatever. Just leave your trucks there so I can couple up to them. About time. Oh, Henry, I almost forgot to tell you that along the coastal road there is a damaged section of track. You need to be very careful when passing over there. In fact, you can't pass over it at all. Pah! I have no more time for your nonsense, Donald. I can assure you I'll be fine. Good night. Fine, suit yourself, but don't go crying to me when you crash off the tracks. I'll have to make up for lost time, Henry said as he wheeshed out of Knapford Harbor. Meanwhile, Donald's crew were hanging out inside the Knapford Harbor Control Center with the Control Master. I heard there's gonna be a wee bit of fog tonight. Good thing that Henry's taking the main line, otherwise he'd get lost. But he's not. He's taking the Little Western route around the coastal road. It's the quickest. What? You can't go that way. The track is damaged. It's too big for an engine like Henry. What? No one ever told me. Now I have to call up ahead so that they can stop Henry. The signalman tried calling up ahead, but it was no use. Henry was well out of Knapford by that time, so they couldn't stop him there. But the signalman down the line didn't get the response in time, and Henry was headed straight down the Little Western. The Little Western! Perfect! I'll be there right on time! But unfortunately, he would be anything but on time. In just a single instant, the fog covered the entire Little Western. I can't see anything! Henry said. The trucks laughed and decided to push Henry faster. On! They wailed. The section of track from earlier had completely collapsed and broke, and Henry had no idea until it was too late. By sunrise, the cranes were lifting Henry and the trucks out of the water and putting them back onto barges to take them either to the rails or to the scrapyard if the trucks were too damaged. Sir Topham Hatt came on his sailboat to come and speak to Henry, and he was cross. Whoever was in charge of maintaining the line will be disciplined with immediately. It caused severe damage to you and the trucks, Henry. Yes, sir. Please, sir. I also hope that you learned your lesson. But sir, it's not my fault that the foundation broke. No, but it is your fault that you did not heed Donald's warning. He told you to be careful while going around the Little Western, and you didn't listen. If you were more attentive to the line, you could have easily seen that the track up ahead was broken, and also the warning lights. I hope this teaches you about being careful and listening to others. Yes, sir, Henry said meekly. Henry got towed by ship all the way to Brendam Docks, and he looked very, very silly. And when Henry got to Brendam Docks, Cranky couldn't stop laughing. Well, seems like the Flying Kipper had a pretty big catch this week. When he was re-railed, the twins were ordered to take him to Crovan's Gate Works to get fixed. Engines don't swim, Henry. You are meant to deliver the fish, not swim with them. You should know that by now. Donald felt slightly sorry for Henry. And then finally, the two sent Henry to Crovan's Gate. After dropping him off, Donald decided to stick around Crovan's Gate to talk to Henry. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you, Donald. I guess I thought I just knew better. It's alright, lad. We all have moments where we think we know better. Thanks, Donald. I'll be sure to listen next time there's a warning. Alright, but, Hey, can you smell something, lad? What? More fish? No! Fresh air! And the two just laughed.